Okay, Grant, second time is a charm.
Yes, it is.
You are back on the show.
I'm back, but this time I'm the lead. So
Yeah.
It's a little different this time.
So tell me, how did you know you were ready to take on the lead role of The Bachelor?
I think it came from me spending some time alone, honestly.
Yeah.
After Jen's season, I kind of went back to work, and I just spent some time to myself. And when I got the call, I was ready to do it.
Yeah. Did you talk to Jenn before taking on the role?
No,
No.
I didn't. Jenn has her own thing going on, and
Yeah.
she's killing it. She's doing well. So, but
Okay.
I didn't. I just prepared for my future. But I spoke to Joey, and he told me.
Oh,
really-
okay. I was
yeah.
going to ask you that.
Yeah, he told me just go with my heart, basically,
Yeah.
and so it was really good advice.
So you obviously went on the show. A lot of people got to know who you are. Then you took a little bit of a break before taking on this role. So during that time, did you go on any dates?
No, I didn't go on any dates. I honestly, I was preparing myself and just for whatever was next. And, I spent a lot of time to myself and working out and just keeping my mind mentally sharp.
Yeah. So that's hard for me to believe. You were single. You have this newfound, notoriety.
Yeah.
And you didn't go on a single date.
I did not go on a single date.
Wow.
No.
So no dating apps or anything.
No, I had a dating app, but it doesn't mean I went on a date, all right?
Okay, so you just kind of were dipping your toe in.
Yeah. So I'm more of an in-person kind of guy.
Yeah.
Anyway. I did go out, I had with my friends and had fun, but I wasn't dating.
Okay. You mentioned Joey
Yeah.
and Kelsey. They're still together, so it looks like they might be a success story on the show.
Of course.
What kind of advice did he share with you?
Oh, man, he told me some really good advice. Well, number one, he said go with my heart. And then secondly, he said, when you're on the journey, you have to approach it like your wife is going to see it, So it was some really good advice, and, I definitely took heed to that.
That is very good advice. We have seen some men and women face the aftershocks of the show airing, and they're with their partner, and it's challenging. Joey and Kelsey have said that they actually love to do therapy to help them through certain things. Are you open to that? Is that something you would do in your perhaps relationship?
Yeah, in my life in general, therapy is something that I would love to do. Actually, me being on my journey and talking about my life and navigating this relationship was a form of therapy in itself.
Yeah. So I know that you are Jersey born.
Yeah, Jersey born and raised.
Love Jersey, but you are in Texas. Where do you ultimately want to settle down?
Wherever is right at the time. I know right now I love Houston.
Okay.
Good real estate, really good taxes, better than Jersey. But yeah, so wherever in my future is for me, I'll decide that when the time is right.
Okay. Do you want to have kids?
Of course I do, of course.
Yeah. So was that important to you in looking for someone on the show this season that they ultimately wanted to have a family?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't stressing it, but I know that comes in time. And then when you foster a relationship with somebody, it happens in its own time. So you can't go in there like, I want to have kids in 1 year, or, it happens when it happens.
Yeah. Can you give me 3 qualities that you were looking for in a woman on this journey?
Somebody with a good sense of humor, somebody with a really kind heart, and somebody that knows what they want. Really, that's what I was looking for.
What was the experience like? How would you describe it? Because it is so different than going on The Bachelorette.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Being the lead, you go through a lot more emotions, and then you have to navigate your relationships really carefully and really be intentional with your decisions. So it was different. It was stressful sometimes. It was emotionally challenging, but it was worth it.
Is there a moment, we've had seasons where it's like there are these moments that kind of define the whole season, like jumping the fence, crazy kind of.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. And it sort of is like the pinnacle of, or rather, it's like the moment that just kind of defines the season. Is there a moment like that for your season?
I think there's a lot of moments in my season where the audience could look at and make their own decisions on where the pivotal points were, But I will say my season has a lot of emotion. It's really, it has a mix of different things that add to it.
Yeah. I know that when you're on this show, you really are kind of in a bubble. You're not in touch with your family or friends.
Right.
You don't call them to kind of lean on them and get advice. So when you had those moments alone, trying to navigate this, what did you learn about yourself in those alone time moments?
Yeah, it's crazy because something on the show or something about me is that I spent a lot of my life alone. So for me, it was something that it wasn't any different. You know, I know myself really well, and I know how I navigate difficult situations. So I tend to thrive in that environment. So, you know, it wasn't anything new.
Yeah. I always say the success of being in a healthy relationship is knowing yourself well.
You got to know yourself.
I think that if both people know themselves really well, you're going to have success.
Success, yeah. And the only way that you can really know yourself is you spend time with yourself alone, and that sometimes it takes a period like that.
It's hard. Like, I want to jump out of my skin sometimes. Like, I'm in a room alone. Get me out. I might start thinking.
Everybody's personality is different. You know?
Yeah. So I know you have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Did you get any tattoos to commemorate this experience?
No, I didn't. I stopped. I might later on, but as of right now, I slowed down. So no more for a little while.
Okay. I know you can't tell us much about where you are on this journey, but are you happy with the outcome?
I'm very happy with the outcome. I'm happy the way things went. I'm happy during the season that I learned myself and I learned these amazing women, and I hope that the audience sees that and, you know, it comes across on screen.
Yeah. Did you watch the show a lot before going on The Bachelorette?
No, I didn't actually. Fun fact, you know, my mom signed me up for the show, and when she signed me up, I was watching Joey's season, and that was a really good season. It was to watch and to like get to know the franchise and how it worked.
Yeah, I love that your mom signed you up.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Did your mom give you any piece of advice that really stayed with you through the process?
I think people that were close to me, my family, my sister, my mom, my dad, they just told me be myself. You know, if you're yourself, you can't go wrong. So I went in there and did that, and I think it worked out.
It's true. This audience, like, lasers in on if people are being authentic or not. So you got to be authentic.
For sure, for sure.
So, of course, Mom had great advice.
She did.
I don't know if you saw this. Do you know Nick Viall and his podcast?
Yeah,
Are you familiar with it?
Of course.
Okay, so Mayim Bialik went on it recently, and they were talking about you, and she's not that familiar with The Bachelor, but she was saying, like, I don't get it. She didn't get the concept. She was like, what if someone gets pregnant in the fantasy suite?
I saw that.
So what was your take on that?
I think that, listen, you have to navigate fantasy suites and the situations really delicately because it could get dicey, you know? So if someone gets pregnant in fantasy suites, that is an issue. That's definitely an issue, but it didn't happen on my story, so that's good.
So yeah, you could go home to Mama and say, Mama, I listened to your advice.
I did my thing. You know? I
was a good man.
Yeah.
And I love how in Golden Bachelor they do the conversation cabanas.
Right.
So, you know, juxtaposition there, but I don't know. We'll have to see what your fantasy suites were like.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up with a quick game: red flag, green flag.
Okay.
You tell me if this is a red flag or a green flag in a woman. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
She wears Crocs on the first date.
Listen, no knock to her, but I wouldn't wear Crocs on the first date. That might be a red flag for me.
Got it.
Or a beige flag, you know. If she could pull it off, she might be able to pull it off.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
We're not sponsored by Crocs, so we can say that it's.
We can say that's a red flag.
Okay, tattoos.
I think that's a green flag. You know, a way that you could express yourself, as long as it's like not on your face or anything like that. You know.
Totally.
Or yeah.
Totally.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Still lives at home.
I think for me, if somebody was judging me on that, I would say it's a red flag. But if she's in a certain position, I would say it's a beige flag. You never know what position somebody's in.
So true. Like if there's no reason for it and you're just unemployed in the basement gaming. Oh,
that's a red flag.
Like that's a red flag, right? But there are circumstances where it is fine, and it could even maybe be a green flag. It just really depends on the circumstance.
It depends on the circumstance.
Totally. Okay. Kisses on the first date.
That could be a green flag. It depends the vibe, you know, it depends on how the date went, and you shouldn't go in there and say, you know, I'm not going to kiss, so, you know, it's a green flag.
Okay. Is a big party girl.
Oh, man. I think partying in moderation, so if she's out every day, that's a red flag, but if it's, you know, on the weekends, I think it's cool.
Okay. Has millions of followers on social media.
Honestly, I think that's cool. That's a green flag to me. You know, if that's what you do and you have influence, it depends on how you use your influence.
So true. And plus, you'll get more followers from her. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm playing. Okay. She loves cats.
That's a green flag. You know, I'm an animal lover, so.
Love that. Expects you to pay the mortgage. So did you see this trend that women were doing about their husbands paying the mortgage?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
I saw that. Honestly, that's a green flag for me. I don't have an issue with that as long as she handles the things that she's supposed to handle on her end, you know, her own. But I'll do the mortgage and things like that.
Love that. She's always late.
That's a red flag. Red flag. I like being on time.
Same. Okay. Last one. She wants a 3-carat diamond engagement ring, no less.
I mean, that's a green flag. Listen, if that's what you feel you deserve, then that's.
Love that. Okay. Last question. Tease the final rose for us. What can we expect at the end of this on your journey, Grant?
I think that throughout the whole journey, you could see how wonderful these women are. And when it comes down to the last two, they are the most amazing, stunning women. And I think that just the whole season, you could see how the relationships grow. And I think it's going to be really good for the audience to watch.